The Cohen was on loan. This is a poem to the late Leonard Cohen. I'm writing you a poem, Len, one that you won't see. It's a kind of fuck off for your trying to make a girly out of me. You know, new skin for the old ceremony? Well, the fast hiss regime, sick, half achieved your fantasy. They gave me another's hormones, so I grew mammalian protuberances as my wife, St. Jones, shrank to prunes. You always weren't a chaser of skirt, and thought like the unreconstructed male does that your masculinity was the linger-conscious buzz. It's not that I dislike you. I find some of your oeuvre good, but love is a different matter, matey. And I don't sleep with Hugh Moon, push and shove, even if it's of the Flaming Dove, who incidentally was at the same school as me. In a town and an environ, they're trying, Blackpool vanishes, to frack into the sea. But that is the trouble. It couldn't be plainer said that when, in clarity, you observed everyone knew I'd been faithful, and the good guys still had fled. However, there's a benison now that you are dead. And I'm still fighting Nasticus, and Das Fondfly is about to be inaugurated in the November ahead. Rolled out surreptitiously in the 5G Wi-Fi bed, and you dared to impugn I wanted it darker and the Fourth Reich to supersede. Matey, I suffered under Shinjay and didn't offer him flowers like a broken reed. Beautiful fucking losers, bird on a bleeding wire, and yet you talk to me of murdering your dog when mine has just expired. And also, I was No, a.k.a. Noah, and animals to me are cool. They don't want womankind dead, just humans, fool. I.e. the irresponsible, loony, white pie twats. Twat, dwellers in the abyss, not a reference to female pudenda, who treat nature as their mule. Hesketh Williams said it better in The Immortalist. He said, nature's strike force were in zoos or game reserves. Well, there are only what? Tigers left? And as Swoozy Quantro said, and got completely right, you say that you're a tiger, me that is, and bang to rights. Well, there you are. The bard is barred, and not by the stars and stripes, from everywhere and whenever strife is rife, but still not conned by the shite, cantankerous behaviour flaunted at my race, and 'cause I'm a good psychopath, I won't rip off your face and wear it at the time of the Halloween, 'cause I've period in Scorpio, and I'm not a Canucks head case, steeped in the belated conquest meme, who thinks I'm a preter 'cause my pedigrees are haunted, and I'm Lord of Hosts, not a hyper-tenuated go-getter. When you said Suzanne brought oranges from China, you told a lie. She took 'em to Solomon, not to me, on the sly. And my father saw her later an air hostess with BOAC flying out to Honkers or Ken or somewhere in the East. And you know how you said America had the best and the worst? Well, the worst are the white pies who make Indians die of thirst. It all depended on how near I sleep to you. Fuck! Have you an ego, boy? You ain't my man, and I never fancied you flat. To use your words back at you, we weren't mothers like that. Your son said you kept notebooks, even in the fridge, that he'd found abandoned, and your crucial work was on envelopes, tickets, and bill stubs. Yep, that's a Burgoyne writer, smidgen on the ledge. And other thing, I saw a DC Marvel film t'other day, Justice League, which featured your Everybody Knows song, sung by a plaintive female voice. Only one thing was missing. The lyric. Everybody knows that you've been faithful. And there you go. You were right. They, the ubiquitous they with a small t, are leading bits and pieces of the script that doesn't fit their rewrite. But soft, you wrote the future. Back along on vinyl in 92 or 93. Missing Eric Blair's 1994, Eric Blair's 1994, not George Orwell's 1984. The book came back from the printers with the wrong title, and to pulp an unpublished first edition was obviously exorbitant. Buy a whiskey, you see. But then both of you were presumptuous. He for the Suffolk River suffix, stroke nom de plume, you for being so lugubrious it turned, like fluoride, pineal glands to stone. I could, of course, maunder on. How a discerning aesthete chum thought your poetry terrible. But then at least you inflicted on people who needed to be jollied out of being dumb, and I write this pain amidst fireworks going off on a delayed bus journey. There'd been a pile-up en route, carnage and stuff. Yeah, you had a thing for Jeanne d'Arc, didn't you? You cunt. Well, one time she could happily defend herself. My girlfriend's tougher than me. She's chinned her brother and he's 6'3". But now she's joined the choir invisible, not recuperating in a hospital ward from being an anchorite, supine in bed where her legs went elephantine and her belly so bloated that all her torso had prominent arteries and veins, whilst her arm wasted away to emaciated sticks. They sped, all because of agoraphobia, panic attacks, and being exploited at one remove. So she didn't leave her flat, then not even her bedroom, 'cause you see, Lenny, the protracted harm that is done by writing one's way into people's lives. Pen is mightier than the sword, but it depends who is wielding them. Some. Then, that's no way to say goodbye. But I have been overly patient with friends who still encompass lies. But prithee, I bought your posthumous book, The Fires, and whilst I admire your scion zeal in giving it a populist feel, it is to your songs that I'm drawn, and the incomparable democracy that I only got to hear a little after Eve Democracy herself slipped off the mortal coil. Those are your legacy. Cohen, who was alone, and they pleased me, the Lord of Space, more than your posy ever would or could. Blue raincoat notwithstanding, taking Berlin, be it fully understood.